Welcome to this month's edition of the Savvy Scrapbookers. Hi, I'm Donna Guest, the Lazy Scrapbooker and Creative Memories Advisor. My friends Debbie Martin, Nicole So, and I have divided up one paper pack and one embellishment pack to create 6 pages for you. This month, we're taking on Birthday Jubilee, and you're going to love these fun colors. Let's get started. So for these layouts, Nicole, Debbie, and I are using the Birthday Jubilee Designer Paper Pack and the Artsy add-on kit. Now, since we decided this and started working on our pages and making videos, this kit has sold out. I've still got a few. I can put a link in the comments for a shopping link, but it is a sold out kit. But we said, we'll go ahead and do it. We're not going to redo anything because these items, the Artsy add-on kits, are so great, and they come with a lot of different collections. So you'll have 6 different little embellishment clusters that you get to layer and make and use foam squares with. And then they have just enough mats, plenty of mats actually. And so it's a great item to use. So we'll at least get to show you how to use these. If you don't have the Artsy add-on kit, you can, fill in the sticker areas with stickers or embellishments, whatever you choose. In addition, I'm going to be making those little balloons in the corner of mine. So I am using coordinating cardstock, which you can always find here on the paper pack. I'm going to use pumpkin, blue, and navy. And all you need is just a little bit of each. Here's what I got when we divided up the papers and the Artsy add-on kit. I've got this cupcake paper, this with the little twinkle stars that has the balloons on the other side. I've got this red that has the beautiful orange plaid on the other side, and then these little flowers that has the beautiful kind of like cloud look, but I think it's the watercolor type design. Then I got these mats, and then I've got embellishment set number 5. You can see they all have the number on the back. This is number 5. To make a cluster, and then this is embellishment set number 6. Here are the tools you're going to need to complete these pages. So I have my 13 by 13 mat, and I actually have 2 of these taped together on the back so that I have a full border of a ruler around both pages. Then of course, always our 12-inch trimmer, repositionable tape runner. You can use regular tape runner for this layout, but I always prefer the repositionable because I'm going to make a mistake or two, or I'm going to reposition something. Then we're going to have our 3 cutting blades. You don't have to have all 3. You can get away with just 1 if you want, but I'm going to give those balloons a little bit of a variety in size. And then we're going to use the biggest of the ovals. There's 4 ovals in the patterns. We're going to use the largest one because we're going to cut on that inside. I feel like this one is a little bit wider, and so it makes a really good balloon shape. Then finally, a pair of scissors. My favorite are the Creative Memories micro tip scissors. Just be careful because they are sharp. I struggled at first at these color combinations because I was having a hard time with this and then incorporating the red into it. So here's where I landed. Because the colors are great. I really do love the colors, and they match my photos well. So I think they go with any type of birthday for any age. So as my background pages, I'm going to use this orange plaid on the left and this beautiful kind of lavender blue, is that a color, on the right. So I'm going to set those aside. And first, we're going to cut the cupcake paper. Now, I am making this a very simple layout for you. The cuts are very, very easy, and it is designed to work with any size photos, a lot of photos, but I am making some 4.5-inch wide strips to frame your photos in that will perfectly frame a 4-inch wide photo. But the height of the photo is going to be up to you. Now, to cut this, we're going to make sure we're going vertical here. So have your cupcakes like this, not like that. We're going vertical. So the first cuts are going to be 2 inches by 12 inches. We're going to make 2 of these. 1 and 2. Then we're going to make a 1.5-inch cut. Whenever it's at 1 inch and 3/4 or less, I always push it through to the right, just easier for me. That's going to be 1.5 inches. And then we're going to cut a 1/2 inch off that. And the 1/2 inch is the first grid line right here. Then we're going to cut a 4.5-inch piece. And again, we're going to cut a 1/2 inch off of that. This is just left over right here. Now for these, we're going to be using the reverse side of these cupcakes, the 2 longer pieces, the 2 inch by 12 inch. So here's what you've got with that cupcake sheet. So let's push those aside. And now let's pull out the balloon paper. The balloon paper is going to be very easy. First, we're going to cut off a 1.5 inch piece. And again, we're going to cut a 1/2 inch off of that. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can just pause it and do your own cuts at your pace. And then we're going to cut another 4.5 inch piece. And guess what? We're turning that on its side, and you guessed it, we're cutting off a 1/2 inch. Now, could I have stacked all those and cut the 1/2 inch off at once? I guess so, but you know what? Chances are I was going to screw that up. So I wanted to make it right. So here we have the balloon pieces, and we've got a lot of extra right now for this one. All right, so we'll set that aside. Okay, now let's make our balloon. So pull out your 3 pieces of scrap paper, and you can certainly do this in any colors you want that correspond with this collection. The other colors for Birthday Jubilee are tangerine and baby blue. Baby blue would actually look really nice on this. I'm kind of thinking I might change it up a bit. Let's see. I went and found some baby blue, and I really kind of like this. I kind of like these blue combinations together, or maybe I'll throw in the orange. I don't know. Let's make one of each, and we'll figure out what looks best. Okay, so to make these balloons, we're going to use the largest oval pattern and the inside track. Now, the largest balloon, I think those look best, is going to be with the red because the blade is going to be the closest to the track. So to do this, I found the easiest way. Make sure you're on a flat surface, of course. I'm avoiding that middle line in my table here. Start at the top. Make sure both prongs are in the track. Start at the top, but not in the center. So I'm going to start a little bit off the center here. So watch this. And I'm going to go all the way around and stop before I get to the center, because you know what every balloon has? It has that little bottom of it that is usually tied with a string. So mine's going to be a little bit exaggerated, and I'll show what we're going to do. With the scissors, I'm now going to cut it. So I'm going to cut it first at a big angle like this. Okay, that is pretty exaggerated, but I like it. It looks cute. It looks like a balloon. And then you can kind of zigzag the bottom if you want. So now it looks like the bottom of a balloon. I love that. It's so easy and fast. All right, let's do some more. So we got one with baby blue. Okay, we'll make a small one with the navy. So for the smallest balloon, we're going to have the blue blade because it has the biggest difference between the prongs and the blade. Again, we're starting at the top, but not in the center. Going almost all the way around. And if you don't quite make it as far as you want, you can always just kind of finish it with scissors, but I did pretty well here. Looks good. And then I'll cut some of that off because it was just too much. Now, depending on how you place your balloons, it may not show those cute little ties right there. I love that. All right, so let's make another one. How about we do with orange to make a middle size? Oh, I didn't start at the top. I just picked it up and started going in the middle. Easy fix. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna have to cut this. All right, and then we cut into that, into that. How cute. Sometimes making something like this is so simple, can just provide you so much joy. I love it. And let's make one with the orange. How about another big balloon in case we use this color? And again, snip, snip. That just makes it look a little more authentic, if you can call these authentic. Okay, so we're done with the scissors now, and I swear, put the cap on this. When you put the cap back on these micro tip scissors, make sure, see there's a hole right here. That is for the big side of this. What is this thing called right here? I don't know. The other side is very tiny, so this gives you enough room. If you put it in the upside down way, it can get stuck and takes quite a bit of effort to get that off. And another safety tip, always close these when you're done using them. So just take care of that right now. Back in my wonderful little crop caddy, and this is that blue and black one is the free advisor gift that we have right now in the first quarter. All right, so we're going to set our balloons aside now, and let's pull out our 2 background pieces of paper. Doesn't really matter how you position this one, totally up to you. Doesn't matter. And I sit here and I try to like center it right on the ruler so that I can use that ruler, because that is going to come in handy. Because the first thing we're going to do is put down these 2-inch borders. And here's why my repositionable is handy, because I want to get it right. And I don't always get it right the first time. So just make sure you've got it right at the corner. I don't think that's right. This is why I use repositionable. And the reason I didn't think it was because I could still see a little bit of this color coming out on the right-hand side. So let me just give it a good look without getting my head in the way. It's easier when I can see the whole line. I was trying to do it with it in the right place, and I just can't. All right, so there we go. And now we'll do this one over here. And knowing that about myself, I'm going to turn it on its side and do it this way where I can see the whole edge, and it's going to be right the first time. All right, very simple. So next we're going to grab these. We're going to have balloons on this side and cupcakes on this side, or however you want to do it. The balloons and the cupcakes, as you know, we cut a 1/2 inch off. So now you have the perfect 1/4 inch border going all the way around there. So we want to center that as best you can. And same thing for our cupcakes over here. Oh, out of tape runner. I love how easy our tape runners are to refill. That was it. You just saw it. Are you ready to finish this up? Get ready. It's so difficult. I'm just kidding. We're going to attach these, and remember we cut off 1/2 inch, so they're going to go the same way with the 1/4 inch border around them for a nice, neat border. And I put cupcakes over here with the balloons. I'm doing that. You can, you know, make them match if you want to. Now let's add our balloons and our photos. So I can't decide. Oh yeah, maybe the baby blue doesn't work, and maybe this is why. Maybe I figured this out last night. It doesn't really look that great on this. Okay, now I'm going to put my photos in, and then we'll finish up. If I did my measurements correctly, there should be 5 1/4 inch width in here. So I wanted a 1/4 border around the photos with the paper. It's basically a built-in mat for the photos. So I cut my photos down to 4 3/4 inches wide. And this one is a 4-inch wide photo, so that's perfect there. I may not adjust it anymore. These are all the right width. They needed to be 4 inches wide, and they are, but do I need to adjust the height? I will of a couple so that I can get that nice 1/4 inch mat all the way around for a uniform appearance. So let's see where I'm going to take it from. So knowing that this is 11.5 inches long, and I want 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4/4. Take off an inch. A lot of math, I know. We need 10.5 inches tall of photos. So I'm just going to kind of trim them down as I can. And then, you know, measure them all together. Let me see how much I need to take off. If I stack them all like this, I need to take off about 3/8 of an inch. All right, we can do that. And I know it doesn't have to be completely exact, but I want that uniform appearance around them. So I'm just measuring here, and we need to take off another fat 1/8. So I'll take it off here. That's pretty perfect. It would have been bad if I'd over measured that, or you know, gotten it wrong and cut too much off my photos. So that will look good right there. And then with these two photos right here, I wanted to include them. This is going back a bit to 2021. And we were celebrating my son and my husband's birthday, and it was my son's birthday right after he had had his wisdom teeth removed. So you can kind of tell in his smile there. And bless his heart, we went to a place that served fish so he could have something soft to eat, because he wasn't on really big, solid, hard foods yet. But I'm going to cut these down to small photos just to kind of put right here in the bottom. Let me know in the comments if you have the Creative Memories photo trimmer and how you like it. I love it. Now I'm going to just place these before I attach anything, and nothing is attached yet, all the way around. So we've got this up here. Let me see. Oop, that's 5, 5, 5. These are all for number 5. And I can do some foam squares with these if I want. Actually, I think I had it kind of like this. So we have focal point, and focal point. And then we're going to use some of these mats. So I'm going to cut this in half. These are 6.5 inches, so I'm going to cut it here at 3 1/4. And then I think I'm going to use this. Now I'm going to cut it down a bit. I'm going to cut off 1.5 inches here. and 1.5 inches here. So how much is it now? 5. We're gonna go to 3.5 there. Just to kind of make this an embellishment. Now it is 4.5 inches wide. I'm gonna cut off 1/4 inch on both sides to make it the same width as my photo. I may have to mat that to make it stand out on these balloons though. So that's where this one's coming in right here. This mat is now 3.5 inches tall. We're going to cut this one to 4 inches tall. So 4 by 4, okay. And I'm going to do it this way. If I had done it this way, it doesn't really have a big punch there, but if I do it this way, you've got those really cool vertical stripes like that. So that's the obvious choice. Let's use some regular tape runner because I'm going to get this one right. So the way I did this, I maintained that border around there, so it's kind of neat. But I think I may do this as a tag, and I think I may cut a little border around this, just some ways that you can kind of play with this stuff. So I'm going to cut it at an angle like that, so I have the tag shape. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that, and I like this shape. To me, that takes up less space. It's more noticeable than that right there. So that's a cool way that you can use these, and there we go. I like that. All right, so before I attach it, I'm just going to kind of show you where I'm going to place these things. All right, so this is where everything's going to go. I just need to spend some quality time with my tape runner, and then I'm going to use a pen and draw some little strings, I think, down there, and they will just go behind the photos. I am adding some foam squares to these fun embellishment clusters. I just love the shadow they create. So I just put a little bit of tape runner there, and I'm going to put one little foam square out to the side so that these don't get pushed down, because they're going to cross over this right here. And I'll do the same thing up here. Ooh, what do you say we foam square these balloons? I like that idea. I may double foam square them. So that one I've given a little height to. So I'm going to put 2 foam squares and then 2 more. That's just crazy, isn't it? Double foam square. Oh my goodness. So that this one sticks up even more. That's fun. I love that shadow that it creates. It's creating a huge shadow here. I don't know if you can see that. And now I'm going to take this blue pen. Let's see which one I like better. If I do like that for a string, or if I do like that for a string. If this were my Facebook Live that I do every Tuesday at 8 o'clock, I'd be having you vote on that instead of me making the decision. These balloons are so big, I'm going to go with the marker tip, the bold tip of these, and hope I do a good job, because once it's on there, it's on there. I'm going to cross over that balloon a little bit. And so now these will go like this, and it covers up that. So it's coming behind the photos. I love that. One more thing to attach. Journaled and done. I didn't space that very well, I have to admit. I wish I could go back and do that over. You know, I have another one. Talk me down from redoing that. I just don't know if I want to redo it. I might. But we're all done. We've got 8 photos on the page, our journaling, titles, and I've got the date right down here, and some super cute balloons. I still got 4 pictures from this birthday celebration because we had cake when we got home, and I've got these items left right here. So let's see what we can do with this. I'm going to do a single page layout, so I think I want to do a frame around the whole thing. I've got a piece of white cardstock here. Now, I don't have a full piece of paper, so I'm going to make a frame. While I love these balloons, they are directional. So let's take the non-directional side, which are these little twinkle stars, and let's cut them. We're going to do a really thin border. We're going to do a 3/4 inch border. So we're going to cut 4 strips at 3/4 inches, and we're going to do a mitered corner. And I actually have a whole separate video on how to create those mitered borders with those corners. And so I'll put that, if you can see that link up in the top right-hand corner. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to apply just some tape runner to the center of this, not on the ends. Do not apply your tape runner to the ends, just down the main part of the strip, leaving the ends without tape runner. And we're going to attach these all around. This is the smallest one I've ever done, but it makes a nice, quick, kind of fancy border. And you see what we're doing here? We're just attaching it all the way around with the tape being in the center there. And because this twinkle star side of the paper is not directional, it doesn't matter. Okay, now we're going to take our scissors again, and we're going to pull up the corner and just cut with the at the diagonal right there. So now it looks like a mitered corner. It really is. So I'm going to put just some more tape runner down in the corner there and let that. Actually, for this, I'm actually going to switch to my regular scissors. And this other little exclusive goodie that you get if you join as an advisor. Those are just a little bit longer, so it makes it a little bit easier to do this. And just snip right there. So it takes those little edges off. Put the tape runner down. Boom. It makes such a clean edge. So I'll go ahead and finish these other two. Okay, it has the appearance of a picture frame like that. So let's see how we can fit these in. I think they're going to fit pretty perfectly here. And I love that built-in mat kind of look where I'm creating a mat but just by where I'm placing the photos with almost a 1/4 inch. It's not quite a 1/4 inch, I don't think. If you're wondering what the size of these photos are, they are all 3 3/4 inches wide, and they're about 5 inches long. Now, let's say we put these cupcakes here. Ooh, do I have enough cupcake? I don't know. We may have to go with balloons. Cupcakes is definitely more fitting, but I didn't really end up with enough. So I'm going to measure what I need. So that's about 3/16 there. I really do get very specific here. If you hate math, you're going to hate this page, this little bonus page. So we basically need a 2 1/4 inch wide border. So I'll cut that now. And that should give us, yes, a much better, see how that is a much better, more, it mimics this border over here a little bit better than this one does. That one's just not quite big enough. So just a personal choice. Now the question is, do I want to cut it down like this, or do I want to be a little bit different and let it go all the way up like that? It's up to you if you want to do this little bonus page. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do the whole thing here. I'm going to add this little balloon. I may save this to redo my journaling on the other one. And there's a little bonus page for you with some leftovers. I hope you have so much fun with these pages. Be sure to watch Debbie and Nicole's videos for the remaining scrapbook pages. You'll find the links to their videos in the description of this video. Thanks for watching.